Okay, everyone, here we are again. This is application problem 3-2. You can use this to help guide you if you're getting stuck completing this problem, okay? So just like the last one, I just want to point out that the chart of accounts is in here as well. So if you forget the name of an account or you're not sure exactly how it's supposed to be entered in the account title column of the general journal, you can always refer to this chart of accounts to get your account title correct. You can also just use this if you're just going to copy and paste the account title into the general journal, which sometimes I do. It saves time. Okay. So, all right, let's get down to our general journal. Some of it has been completed for us. These are the transactions that were completed in the working papers of 3-2. So this is the application problem now, and we're just going to continue that general journal with March 6th. Paid cash for insurance. So let's go ahead and just put the 6th in here. March is already at the top. And the transaction says paid cash for insurance. So the two accounts that are mentioned are cash and insurance. And I know I've said this a million times, but when you're paying out cash, you know cash is going down. And I think we all know by now cash goes down with a credit entry. That must mean then insurance is the debit part of this entry. Okay, the official name of the insurance account is prepaid insurance. And insurance policies that are paid in full for the year are all always referred to as prepaid insurance. All right, so then cash is your second account there. All right, scroll back up here and see how much it is. So it's $300, and the source document is a check number 2. Okay, so you put C2 in the document number column, and 300 debit to insurance, 300 credit to cash. Okay. Next one, March 7th, bought supplies on account from Supply Mart, $1,000, memo 1. Okay, so supplies is being mentioned there, so you know that that's one account. And when you see the words on account, you should be thinking to yourself, okay, this is either an account receivable or an account payable. But you'd have to read the transaction to understand what's going on. And since you bought supplies on account, Supply Mart must be an account payable. If you're still not savvy enough to figure out maybe between, or if you get confused between account receivable and account payables, you can look at the chart of accounts, and you'll see that it's not an asset, it's not an account receivable because it's not even listed there. So it is definitely an account payable because it's under the liability section. All right, so that's one way you can check for accuracy if you're still not sure between, to be able to tell the difference. Okay, so all right, so supplies is increasing. Supplies is an asset, and that's increasing with a debit entry. So that's March 7th. So we're going to enter supplies first, and the second account then is going to be the other one, which is accounts payable. And it was, what was it? Supply Mart, I think. Look. Supply Mart, yes. Okay. The source document is memorandum or memo 1, and it was $1,000. So supplies increased by $1,000 because you just bought supplies. Supplies is an asset that increases with a debit entry. And because you bought on account, you owe the Supply Mart money. Okay, so that becomes a liability. Liabilities increase with a credit entry. Okay, this is the same thing we did with the T accounts, only it's in an official general journal now because we're real accountants now. Okay, March 8th, paid cash on account to Supply Mart. Look ahead to the 12th too. These two are exactly the same. They both are paying cash on account to Supply Mart. On the 8th, you paid $500. On the 12th, you paid the other $500. And you can see the one that we just entered on March 7th, you owe them $1,000. So now you're paying it off in these two separate transactions. All right, so let's do this. Let's do the 8th here and go down 2 lines and do the 12th because you know each transaction is going to require 2 lines, okay? And since you're paying cash, you know cash is going to go down with a credit entry. So that means the account payable, Supply Mart, is going to go down with a debit entry, okay? So we can put these in here the same way for each transaction. So I'm going to Command C. I'm going to copy this, Command V, and copy this, and this right here. Okay, so these are exactly the same, both of these transactions. All right, since you're paying out cash, a check is the source document. I look up ahead above here, and I have check 1, check 2. I'm going to assume then this is check 3, although I'm sure it's written up there. I just don't feel like scrolling back up there to look. And this is check 4, okay? And we paid them $500, so cash is credited by $500. And we paid them again on the 12th, $500, and cash is credited by $500, okay? So let me just point this out to you. This accounts payable Supply Mart, when you bought on account from them, that they became a liability because you owe them money. Liabilities are credited with or are increased with a credit entry, okay? So we owe them $1,000. One day later, on the 8th, we decide we're going to pay half of it. So if we are paying, cash is going to go down with a credit entry, but the account payable is going to be debited with this $500 because liabilities decrease with a debit entry. All right. So now you only owe them $500. And on the 12th, you're going to pay that other $500 off. So you're going to debit this account payable again because it's going to decrease the account again to now a zero balance. And cash goes down always with a credit entry.